Welcome back to another exciting, back to the thesaurus again. We need more adjectives to describe something exciting.
I mean, I could look it up real quick, but that would just take long.
Yeah, it's true. It probably won't even be that exciting. But welcome back to A Guide to Poor Parenting, a podcast where me, Jason,
and me, Jennifer,
have a few drinks
and talk shit about our kids.
Please follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Guide to Poor Parenting, all one word. How's your week been?
It's been okay.
Head's still hurting, per
Head's
usual.
still hurting. Kid's still a little asshole, going through hormones and being sometimes acting like a 5-year-old when he's 12, those kind of things.
These kids. I don't
remember being like this, but I mean, he's got a lot of
trauma
and he just wants his own way, and he has to have the last word on everything, and he's now doing the whole muttering underneath his breath, and he's like, I didn't say anything. He told me the other day he would like to push me off a cliff. And I was like, oh, so you want Mama to be badly injured or dead? And he was like, no, that's not what I meant. I meant like jumping out of a plane. And I'm like, that's not off a cliff.
Shit.
Well, there's people that they just jump off of cliffs. And I'm like, that is true. There are cliff divers. One, Mama's not doing it. And two, if I was cliff diving, you would not be pushing me off said cliff. I would be jumping off of it myself. So just own up to your lies, little man. Come on.
Kalia's done that kind of shit. She'll say something rude, and I'll call her. I'm like, so you're saying this? And she's like, no, that's not what I said. I'm like, no, but there's an implication there.
Yeah.
And it's like, or she'll say it, and you're like, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I can't think of a good one. But like, she'll say something, and you're just like, I was like, say that. She's like, I didn't say that. I was like, don't fucking lie about it.
Yeah.
Just own it.
Yeah.
It's like, I get your... I did get a I hate you the other day.
Oh.
I was, I don't remember what it was. I think I was making her go to bed when she wanted to. Or I was making her get off her tablet.
Yeah.
I was like, I have this thing lately where if I tell her she's not happy about it, I was like, I know, worst grandpa ever. She's like, I hate you. And I'm like, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't really care.
Yeah. Well, he did also say, now he knows why my roommates left my house. I'm like, okay, so you tell Uncle Benjamin that the reason why he left my house is because I'm mean? Is that what you want to tell him? And he was like, no, I didn't mean it like that. And I'm like, yeah, there's reasons that you just don't understand because you're 12. We're adults. You have to move out eventually, little man. I mean, come on. Like, it was like the stupidest, like trying to push my buttons that I think he's done so far. I know why your roommates left. And I'm like, no, you don't. Because they're adults and they had to leave.
You're right. I killed them all. Thank
you.
Yeah.
How's your week been?
It's been pretty good, but a little slow at work. So I've just been working for the... I'm not going to say where exactly I work, but like I do work as a military defense contractor. Uh-huh. And
the government.
Not necessarily the government, but just like the slow pace of everything. And they're like, oh, we have to tightly control everything. And yet we want you to jump through all these hoops, but we're going to make it super hard.
Yay.
And I had to get this is not this week, but I had to get a CAC recently. Something happened with my old one, and it took 4 weeks to get almost exactly a month. And if it had taken 1 or 2 days later, I would have had to take my computer in because it would have had to been what's called re-imaged, or they would have had to like reformat the whole disk drive and put a new one.
Oh shit!
It was that close, just because because it's government, it takes for fucking ever.
So you got paid for a month of work,
sitting around on my ass, and it was like we could have extended it out and planned it a little bit better, but
yeah, well.
Sit around and wait.
That's nice. Yeah. Get paid to sit around. It's awesome.
Yeah, I guess.
Wish I got that. I'm gonna get your job when I get older.
Come on, they need more programmers.
There you go. All right, what are we gonna be drinking on this episode?
We are drinking. So yet again, we're working on Mom's advent calendar for Costco. Mm-hmm. So this is a Sauvignon Blanc from España. Called Seaworth. I don't know. Some of the bottles we've gotten, I'm like, I don't know if these are actually like companies. Or they're just like, here's a random Sauvignon Blanc from a country. Here's a random wine from a country. But I'm like, are these actual companies?
I don't know.
If you've ever heard of Seaworth Sauvignon Blanc from Spain, let us know. Write us in.
Yeah, let us know.
I don't know what you think. What do you think? Do you like it?
It's all right. I'm not a big
You're not a white girl
drinker anyways. I do love the back of the bottles. They say it's a wine adventure.
Adventure.
So it's an adventure.
See, they got a
Yay,
thesaurus.
They fancy. Look at them.
They got a thesaurus handy when they're doing
That's
their bullshit.
right.
Yeah, it's not as bad as the first two we did. The first two, like the white we did, was sour.
Yeah.
I will say I did crack one open with Mom. It was a rosé.
Mm-hmm.
It was lovely.
I'm not a big rosé fan, but I will take your word for it.
It tasted more like a white than anything, but
Okay.
it had like it was lovely. It wasn't, because I don't like white Zinfandel, because that's what most, because it's sickly sweet.
Yeah.
I used to drink it back when I was 12. Like,
Didn't have taste.
well, yeah, I had to drink super sweet things.
Yep.
Now, like if I had a white Zinfandel, I think I'd throw up.
Right.
Because it's just so sweet. I can't even drink like regular soda because it's so sweet. But this is not bad. This is a bit tart. Although not as tart as the Macabeo we had.
Yeah, the Macabeo was...
Ooh, that was tart.
That was... Jumper couldn't drink it all.
We had to give him Mr. Zane.
Yeah.
Lord. So what are we talking about this week?
We are talking about bullying.
Ooh, do you remember being bullied?
Yes.
Were you the bully?
Well... So, when I was about 2, I'm going to tell you a story. Picture it. I was 2 years old. I was in Germany.
2?
Yeah. My uncle had a Cocker Spaniel.
Oh,
And
okay.
said Cocker Spaniel and I were playing around, which we've done, I guess, since I was littler. I don't know. But
Ooh, all right.
sorry
Drop the
about
wine
the
ball.
noise. And we were trying sound effects, and that just didn't work that time. Me and the Cocker Spaniel were playing underneath the table, and all of a sudden, the Cocker Spaniel got my face. My dad had to pry the dog's jaws off of my face because it almost got my eye, like right underneath my eye. So I have scars because I had so many stitches. Like I have a picture of me right after with all the stitches that they put in my face, and I look like Quasimodo.
Which I will say, you've told me this story many times before. When I first met you, and even to this day, I cannot tell that you have any scars or so. Like it's something only you see at this point. So, but
it
continue
was
your story.
more prominent as you were growing older.
And I'm sure it was super traumatic.
Yeah, I don't remember it. Thank Jesus.
Well, do you have one right here? Like
yeah,
on your laugh line?
It's part of my laugh line.
Okay, yeah, that's the only one I can kind of see.
I have one right underneath my nose, right underneath my eye, and then I have a laugh line, and then there's some other ones. I can see it if I go into a mirror, but I can't just point them out. But when I was younger, it was definitely more prominent than it has. Now it's just kind of grown into my face. I see it because I'm still self-conscious because of the bullying of it.
Were you bullied?
I was, so it kind of makes me mad that my mom didn't let me watch rated R movies when I was little because I used to get called Scarface all the time. And I would have been like, fuck yeah, I'm Scarface if I would have known what Scarface was, which I don't think they were.
Say hello to my little friend.
Right, let's do some coke. But, I don't think that's why they were...
As an 8-year-old.
That's why they were picking on me, but they were just calling me Scarface a whole lot. I got called so much. But what's so funny is that my mom's told me, of course I don't remember this, when I was 5 in kindergarten, I got in trouble a lot for fighting. Yes. And it was just kindergarten, because I'm a single child. My mom babysat American... the Army adults kids who worked at the Army. I could have said that better, sorry. But so she always babysat for the people who worked with my father. And so there was always kids around me, but it was always my mom around me.
Yeah.
So my mom was like,
she's the boss.
Person. She's the boss. Doesn't matter who all the kids are. Well, then I get into kindergarten. She drops me off and she leaves. So for 2 weeks, I cry because I'm like, I want my mama because this is all I know. This is my authority figure. This is my person.
This is my world.
Yes, exactly. And what sucks is that they put me in the corner, which made me cry more because I don't know why I was in trouble for wanting my mama. Right?
They were just trying to probably get you to calm down.
They were trying, but it didn't. That was not what Jennifer needed at that time. I needed my fucking mama. I'm just saying. But so my mom would get called into the office a good bit, I guess, in kindergarten because when we went to the playground, I guess all the kind of kids played together. They would do maybe kindergarten, first, second graders would play together. And if you were older than me, I knew you were the boss. And then if you were younger than me, I knew I was the boss. But if you were my age, we had to fucking fight. We had to figure who the boss was. Luckily for my mom, it only lasted a few months, but she tells the story to this day. 36 years later. And technically I was a bully, but in my mind I wasn't being a bully. I was just trying to figure out what
the pecking order was.
Right, exactly. That's all my brain was trying to figure out is like, who's the boss right now in this little 15-minute play period, I guess. I'm fighting these kids trying to figure it out. And then when, kindergarten, first, second, third grade, then they would be more mean about the scars on my face.
Yeah.
My pants being too short because I'm almost 6 foot tall as a girl and I'm all legs. So they didn't make pants that fit me, so I never had pants that fit. Clothing would get picked on. It doesn't matter if I had long hair or short hair. I would always be mistaken for as a boy. I could be wearing tight ass pants with a shirt that accentuates my boobs and I'm still called a man.
Well, didn't you say your hips and tits didn't grow in until you were like much older?
Yes, but I'm still called a sir sometimes now as an adult.
Well, that's that haircut.
With boobs and an ass, I'm still called sir.
You also wear especially if you're in one of your jackets.
Oh yeah.
Because you wear like form-fitting clothing, but you also like to wear big baggy jackets over yourself. So
it's still that self-conscious.
And they see that you have I guess we would call it not a pixie, but it's close to a pixie. It's a cute little.
It's a very short haircut.
Yeah, it's a short haircut.
Yes,
it's a hassle-free.
It is very hassle-free, and that's the reason why I have it. Yeah. But it doesn't matter if I had long hair down to my ass; I would still be called a boy. So that happened throughout. I mean, it still happens now to this day, where I get sometimes sir, and I'm like, okay, whatever. When I was younger, it hurt my feelings. So I'm a girl, but now I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. You're not hurt. You're making an assumption, and you're incorrect.
Right.
And whatever. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Or when Wesley calls me sir, I'm like, as long as you're just being respectful using ma'am or sir, I don't care what you call me. That's fine. Because he gets confused sometimes, like when I yell at him and you yell at him, or when we're talking together.
Well, I also think he might do that also as a way of not passive aggressive, little shit. He'll call you sir or ma'am, and he'll call me. And we've both been like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking call me whatever you want. Just be respectful about it.
Exactly. That's all I care about. I don't care if you do sir or ma'am, because it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Anymore. Used to.
Unlike Kalia or Wesley, if you call them the wrong gender, it's like, ooh, you have insulted them. But
talk about his clothes or his hair, or he is very materialistic and very conceited in a way because he's all about what he.
I think that's a lot of that's just insecurity, but he's I've been lucky with Kalia because she's not super what do you call it, image conscious yet. She's still just a little girl. She's like, I'm dirty, I stink, who cares? Yeah. She's not like, oh, I have to wear the pretty clothes. I have to, and she's not like,
I have to match.
Yeah, and she's not like, oh, I need to lose weight. Although she has like parroted some things I've said back to me, like, oh, I gotta go on a diet or something like that. So I've made sure I don't say that shit around her anymore. But she's girly, but not in a toxic way.
Yeah.
Like in the way that gets you, oh, are you going to have an eating disorder in 10 years? Yeah. Or, oh, I'm worried about you. She's just like, I'm a girl and I love myself. And,
and I'm going to wear these shorts with this red, can't think of the color, but just mixed matched and two different socks and Crocs.
We used to.
Let me go.
Yeah, when we first taught her to fold clothes, we made sure she matched every pair of socks. Now I'm just like, just get in your fucking drawer. And because she would always pull apart sock pairs and wear whatever together. So I'm just like, you know what? You got shit on your feet. I don't care. Just get out of the house. But I've been not impressed, but I've been surprised by Wesley because he's super images. But I think I don't know if it's an insecurity of his or not, because he seems to be genuinely interested in that sort of thing.
He is.
But some of it, like, with kids, if they emphasize something a lot, you're like, oh, you're feeling insecure about something. Yeah. But with him, it's like, no, he actually seems to like fashion and like, oh, I want to make sure I look good. And like you just took him clothes shopping for his birthday, and he had to have 3 matching outfits, I think.
All black, all white, all red.
That's right. All the time.
And then even I told him, I was like, this black shirt has red and white in it, so you can wear it with the red pants, you can wear it with the white pants. He won't do it yet, but one day he'll figure out, like, you can switch colors, but as long as you have one color in, because he's like, what goes good with this shirt? And I'm like, baby, blue.
Yeah.
Any kind of blue jeans.
He was holding up a gray hoodie there. He was like, what goes with gray? I was like,
yeah.
I was like, it's it's a universal kind of like white or black. It goes with everything.
Yeah, and he's got lots to learn, and I think a lot of where he wants to be fashionable comes from rappers. Because he sees the rappers wearing,
Well, he started wearing he wanted to wear a black bandana recently because he saw some. And Justin, our son, Zay and my son, pulled me aside. He's like, a sign, I think he said gang. So I pulled you aside. She's like, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I don't let him wear it in public.
Yeah. He had a bandana. Well, I call it a rag. I got that from school back in the day. But he had a rag attached to his belt loop. And I was like, baby, you can wear that to Jason. You can wear that inside the house. It's my only stipulation of you having. Oh, okay. And then he had tied such a tight knot in his belt loop that when I asked him to take it off so I could wash his pants, he just pulled it instead of actually trying to unknot it and then broke his belt loop. And I was like, you know what? It's gone. Bye-bye. And I got to throw it away, which made me super happy because I don't want him sneaking it because I have a horrible memory. So I'm not thinking of check his pockets to see if he has his bandana or not. I'm thinking, does he have, his tablet? Does he have his water bottle? Like all the stuff that you really have to make sure that he has. And so I was very happy that I got to throw it away. And I'm really hoping no one else at school gives him another one because I don't want him. Because even if I were to tell him this is gang related, he'd be like, but no one would think I was in a gang, or, oh, that's so cool, I want to do that. That I don't want to tell him that.
Yeah, he would think it's hardcore.
I don't want him, because he does have money now with his, school, Christmas and birthday money combined, because it's just March now. And I don't want him thinking, oh, I'm going to go buy one, or have my big brother from Big Brothers and Sisters go buy me one so that he can have another one. So I was just like, oh, that's gone. Let's hope we don't. Because I grew up with Crips and Bloods and Latin
gangs.
Kings and all of the different gangs because I went to a predominantly black high school. So I learned a lot about it. My favorite color is blue. I'd hang out with the Bloods and be like, look, guys, y'all know I'm not affiliated with nobody, so... I
don't think they were thinking the white girl was.
There were a lot of white girls in the gangs.
Oh.
It's unfortunate, and and I've seen people get jumped into gangs, and I don't want Wesley to be any part of any. So I don't want to tell him about it.
Well, if it gets to high school and he starts getting involved, just move out, just lily white ass country school.
Yep.
And be like, go out to Hazel or some shit. And
Yep.
be like, here, go out, go be in a gang with a country white folk.
Yep.
And we weren't talking about gangs, we're talking about bullying.
I know, but that's kind of, it just went that way. Sorry.
Did you face any bullying in high school? Or was it all like junior high and elementary?
It was mostly elementary. Well, we'll say middle school was really rough. Not about my face, but they were like, those girls were, when it comes to hormones and what your body does. So I had a friend, I remember we were in the locker room having to change for pee, and she couldn't, religious reasons, she couldn't shave her legs.
Right.
And everyone made fun of this girl because of that. And I'm like, y'all leave her alone. There's a reason. It doesn't matter. Or if you didn't shave underneath your arms, or if you didn't, shave your legs, if you, didn't have no titties, which I did not. They'd make fun of you. They were very mean in middle school, especially, about your body.
If you had titties or didn't have titties,
yes,
you were getting...
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong with them.
Yeah.
Well,
everybody's just one massive insecurity,
Yeah.
and so they're gonna mock whatever they don't have. Like if girl A has tits, she's gonna mock the girl that doesn't. If the girl B doesn't have tits, she's gonna mock the other one because she's got them. So
that was a really rough time, middle school. No one really picked on me too much. I was just a tall white girl, so I got called olive oil, and I got and I was like, what, I like being tall, so I learned to just be like, yeah, okay, I'm olive oil, whatever. At least I got a man, or stupid shit like that. I learned in elementary and middle how to take what they gave me and flip it, and that's where my quick sense of humor comes from. Is learning to do that, because I didn't want to fight.
Did you fight?
No, except for kindergarten.
When you were
I just used
knocking
my
heads.
words. Yeah, I just used my words.
Okay.
And I would just flip it, and I would make everyone laugh, and I would embarrass them because I was quick at it. I can't give you any examples, but in essence, I would roast them.
Yeah.
And everybody would be like, "Oh, did you forgot?" And then they didn't have anything come back to me, and that would just end of the so-called beef,
Gotcha.
and that was it. So you come at me, I'm coming back at you. So they learned quick that I could
Fight back
I
with
could
words.
dish it out with words, yeah. And so I didn't really have any problems. And then in high school, I was that kid who had friends in every clique. Like I wasn't part of a clique, but I knew cheerleaders, I knew basketball players, I knew the auto mechanic guys, I knew the band, the theater,
That's that army
choir.
brat in you, being able to make friends wherever you go.
I would sit at a different lunch table every day and talk with different people every day because that's what interested me, and I was good with that.
Yeah.
And being an army brat, you make friends quickly. You have to, and you just kind of learn who you're talking with, and get just talk with them about what they're interested. And it was easy. I mean, technically, I guess I didn't have my first best friend until maybe junior year. I don't remember. I found her in theater. We became really good friends, and so we would do. I have been working since I was 14, and so I always had a job after 14. And she had a job too, so we would meet after work at the Waffle House, eat dinner, or we would just sit there and smoke and drink coffee. 15, 16, 17, 18, like that was what we did. Christmas, because Waffle House is open Christmas, we would go exchange our presents at Waffle House, because she didn't want to come to my mom's and I didn't want to go to her parents, so we would just do that. And then ended up having all of the friends that we've met along the way meet up with us. So we would have a big gang of people at Waffle House. And starting then, because I know people who have had the same best friend since kindergarten, because they just grew up together going through the schools and they just stayed friends. With me moving around everywhere, that was like my first like true friend that I could still speak with and not move away and then not ever see them or hear from them. And so,
You haven't met this person?
No, this person.
Are you still in contact with them?
No, I'm.
Is that Starlet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You.
I've heard the stories about
Yeah,
Starlet,
that was teenage 20s, and you just that book closes or that chapter closes and the next chapter begins. I've learned a lot of being a friend and how a friendship by all my relationships, and
Right.
I hope that because we're best friends now. And I hope that with what I've learned, I'm using it as good for us. I mean, I bully your husband, but
He bullies you back. It's okay.
he bullies me back, so it worked.
Bully you both.
That's right. I had to put bully in there because we completely got off topic again there, talking about friends.
Well, I mean, frankly, that's like how it's either the source of the bullying or it's your savior bullying.
Yeah.
So when I was surprisingly maybe. I don't know. When I was in junior high and into high school, I was the weird, quiet kid. I was the very effeminate.
No.
I know. I was just the little sissy gay boy, and I.
And you still
Except for the giant tall bear one, but I went to my parents transferred me to a private Christian high school, K through 12 school, and I wasn't actively bullied a bunch, but as high school got into, I had a few friends in junior high, and then in freshman, maybe sophomore year, and then as I was starting to figure out my sexuality. I kind of pulled away from them and got a little isolated. And when I came out, then I guess a little bit of bullying happened. I don't remember that too much. I remember someone throwing an egg at me at like a spirit rally.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know who it was. And I did and how like they would write shit on windshields with like back windshields with like Spirit Day and all that crap. Some kids took some of that and whited out a majority of my car windshield, wrote fag.
Oh.
But that's like the only bullying and that was senior year when I came out. But I don't know who it was. And actually, I went to my 10-year reunion. 3 of the guys apologized.
Yeah.
Because I remember, but I don't remember y'all putting my head in a toilet and swirling or anything like that. I wasn't like constantly getting beat up. I was just mostly ignored.
Yeah. And was saying it to your face. It was all behind your back and.
As good Christians should.
Yeah, exactly. Shouldn't at all.
That's right. But I don't think I dealt with bullying too much. I think I was a bit oblivious to it too. I don't know. I think I had a kind of a different experience from high school because I didn't go to a public one.
Right.
But Kalia has had. She is alternately complained about bullying. Like she's like kids are bullying, And then I've seen her be the bully.
Uh-huh.
Which I think is actually pretty common. I think, because she's just a gregarious little...
Right.
And she just has a big opinion and a big personality.
Yep.
So I'm like, I can see her, I'm sure she feels like she's being bullied. She might actually be being bullied at that moment. But I can almost guarantee I've seen her be a little shit to kids. I remember she brought up one time Wesley's bedwetting, and I was like, that is some bull right there. Mm-hmm. So we actually transferred her out of the school she's zoned for. I don't know if it was bullying or not, but it was like she was having a lot of behavioral problems because she was having a lot of outbursts, but she was getting teased a lot. It was like, and she, even this is her first academic year at Blossomwood, and she's like, can I change schools again? I'm like, there's nowhere else to go. It's like, no matter what school you go to, I don't care if it's like the best kids ever, you're going to face bullying.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's definitely better this year.
Yeah.
She's been no big dramatic outbursts. And some of it, I think, was also like some probably unprocessed trauma because of, abandonment and that sort of thing. So we've put her in therapy over that. Or, she's got someone to talk to.
Yeah.
But I do know the bus was always the worst part, though.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this before. That
transportation.
Yeah. Like not parents, but the bus driver cussing out the kids because they're acting up. I still don't know why they don't put like an aid on the kids.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
For that long on a bus.
Especially with like Wesley with an hour to get 15 miles or like 3 miles.
Yep. And with ADHD on top of all his trauma, you gonna put a baby on the bus and make him sit down? Yeah, I can't make him sit down unless he has a tablet in front. He has something to focus on that he wants to focus on. He's good. But other than that, and it's so funny. Like with Kalia, she's the bully, and then she gets bullied, and we know because she does that to Wesley.
Yeah,
she'll bully him, and then she'll get mad when he bullies her back because they are brother. They bicker and fight just like a brother and sister. I'm going to tell on you for this. I'm going to tell on you for this. And then they just go back and forth. Or they just sit in her room, play on their tablets, and they're talking to each other, and it's wonderful. Yeah. And you never know what you're going to get with them doing that. It is the funniest thing.
They were doing that bullshit last weekend when we kicked them outside because it was so nice. And they're like, go outside. It's nice outside. And Kalia came in crying because Wesley was making fun of her because the bike fell off, or the bike chain fell off the bike. And I was just like, Kalia, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
I was like, I get it, but it was like, you're just as much of a dick to him. Because earlier that day, we put them in the my bedroom to play on the tablets and play on the Switch. And I heard Kalia tell Wesley, can you just shut up? I was like, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
I was like, no, ma'am.
Yeah. The thing with her is she can dish it. She cannot take it.
And she will burst into tears.
She is this huge crybaby. I love my baby girl to death. Don't get me wrong. But she does not have thick skin.
Yeah. Everything
that is said, she takes it to heart. And she doesn't let it bounce off of her. And then she doesn't know what to do with those emotions. So I'm going to throw something. But she doesn't do it at the house. Technically, she only does it at school, I think.
Yeah.
She doesn't do it around me, I should say. Because I know that recently you got an email teacher about her being disruptive in the classroom, right?
I don't know. We had one school year at Sunny Hereford where she was like several times in one semester. She was just like, "Can you talk to Kalia because she just won't calm down? She's like freaking out." But in the same breath, I'm like, I know that little girl was being a little bitch to somebody because I've seen her, I've seen her play with the neighbors' kids, and I'm just like, God damn, you're mean.
But you just got an email a couple of weeks ago, right?
She threw a book or something.
She just doesn't understand how to deal with it. And it's not something that someone can teach you.
Yeah.
We could tell you till we're blue in the face, this is how you should react to these situations. But until it clicks in her mind, she's just going to continue to do what she does. And then the lying with both of them, they'll lie. They lie so damn much that they come in and they're like, "Oh, he did this, she did that," and we're like, "You know what? We don't know who to believe, so just go outside."
Yeah,
we're done. No one's gonna get in trouble because we don't know who did what, and until y'all stop fucking lying all the damn time, we're just going to say, go outside or go to different rooms or, something because we just don't believe because they can come up with kind of the same story. But then there's those, she did it or he did it, but they have the exact same story. Yeah. So it's like, well, which one's lying?
Yeah.
Or were they both lying? It's just,
And we talked about this on the podcast before, but like I've told them both before. It's like, you both lie so much. How do we know? Unless we're there to witness it, how do we know?
Right.
Like, I'm sorry your feelings are hurt, and I feel bad for you, kid. But like, how do I know? How I can't prove it. You lie constantly. About brushing your teeth, about whatever. Wesley does the same thing.
Yep.
So I'm like, I'm sure something happened. Who knows?
Yep.
You're both jerks to each other.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm hoping that having Wesley around though will toughen her up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, he can push her buttons something fierce, but I know she can do the same thing. He just doesn't show it emotionally as much.
Yeah.
Not as much as when you push buttons, but
no. And he just knows in general how to push anybody.
Yeah.
That is his thing.
Well, the thing that pushes my buttons with him is the just ignoring.
Yeah.
He'll be like, for a kid who's so fucking easily distracted, when he's hyper focused on something, he will just ignore you.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm about to dump a cup of water on your ass because you're not paying. I'm trying to give you something.
Right. Or you're pretending to sleep because that's what he does, just because he doesn't want anything. Or do what he knows you're about to ask him to do. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like we're our kids' biggest bullies.
And, we probably are in a way.
Yeah.
But, shit. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah. So in 20 years when they come up to us, or maybe not 20, let's say 15 years when they're like early 20s, and they're like, you really hurt my situation. How are you going to?
I don't know. It's a long time from I'll probably be like, I'm sorry, but I was just doing what I thought I needed.
Yeah.
And if I fuck up as a parent, I tell him, look, that was not how I should have handled that. Like, I tell him right now, like, that's not how I should have handled that. I should have done X, Y, Z. But you just got me. And in pain all the time, and with my
patience
level being, like, at the max already, and then you just push me overboard, I do this, and I apologize. But sometimes I have to fucking scream at you just for you to get it through your head. Because you like me screaming at you, I think, sometimes. Because you'll do stuff just to get me to scream at you. Yeah. And then you'll stop. I can be the nicest and the most monotone speaking and the quietest speaking person in the world. And you'll just keep on click, 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 click. And then I'll have an outburst. And then you stop. Why do I have to do that? Oh, no. Okay, well, there you go. This is why I did what I did.
Yeah.
And I try to do that now because, being a parent, I'm learning. I've only had them for years, not even.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So I'm just learning day by day what to do, how to do it, and like I've kind of eased out of as much strict behavior, or not strict, but how strict I am with him, and like I've changed his consequences. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, we're just going to add time. Or instead of just like, okay, your tablet's gone the whole time. Like, now I add time. I'm like, okay, you have 30 minutes now that you don't have tablet. If you want tablet in 30 minutes, you better stop talking.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's inappropriate. I work, I have a friend who was telling us recently about how she contact with parents. And we were talking about, parental trauma that's inflicted sometimes. And, like how, I guess it's more of the boomer thing. It's like not acknowledging that hurt you cause. Because I always feel that, like, I always feel guilty when I lose my temper with Kalia. And I'm like, I try to, if it's really my fault, I'm like, okay, I really should have handled that differently. I'll automatically apologize. Mm. But I always think about that too, like in 10 years, and if she comes up to me, it's like, what you did really fucked me up. I am so sorry. It was never my intention to be your bully. I was doing the best I could. I will do whatever you fix the feelings you have now. Right. But I can't undo the past. Right. So I always think about that because I don't know if it's a boomer thing, but I definitely think our parents, well, your mom's a bit silent generation, but I just don't think they thought about those sorts of things.
Well, I know my father was an asshole.
Well, your father was a drunken idiot.
Yeah. But with Wesley, sometimes all he needs is
Yeah. Oh,
you say I'm sorry, and he's like, oh, okay, we're good now,
Even if it's unrelated to what you're.
Yes.
Because I remember I got onto him one time, and I was like, listen, I'm sorry. I don't think I was apologizing for the thing I said.
You're just like, I'm sorry for the way that you're acting makes you feel this way or something to that
yeah,
extent.
it was a very non-apology from
Yep.
my part.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm sorry if your feelings got hurt, but this is why. And
Yep.
he took it as like, oh, you're apologizing,
Yep.
so I'm okay.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah. And I mean, that's all he needs
Yep.
is an I'm sorry.
Although I do remember one time, he was having an absolute fucking fit one time about something you had punished him, and he was you wouldn't let him play Roblox, I think, and he was kind of in a come apart because he had done something really bad.
Yeah.
And I went into he was kind of just pouting and humming.
We wouldn't let him go to the nurse.
Oh, that's it.
Because we were going to go to dinner.
Was that it? No.
Yeah.
I don't
Then
think
when you
that-
went on the couch and you talked to him on the couch and you had to he was about to cry.
Oh, yeah.
That
He
was
about
the
to cry.
neighbors.
Yeah, that's
he
right.
He just wanted to go to the neighbor's house.
Yeah.
And I said no because we're going to go eat dinner together.
But there was something else to that too because he was.
Because he wanted to go on Roblox with his friends at the neighbor's house.
Yeah. But he had done something to he had done something bad and gotten his tablet taken away. I was like, so if you just fuck up royally, there's no consequences? And I think he finally dawned on him. I was like, listen, I realize it sucks. You will survive the boredom though.
Yeah.
And he finally calmed down. But it kind of dawned on him. It's like, okay, this sucks, but I got the impression it clicked in his head finally, at least for that situation.
Right.
The other ones, he seems to be completely oblivious to why.
He is.
And this is all about bullying.
And it's all about bullying, yes. Well, I bully him, I think.
Yeah.
Because I make him have consequence to his actions. Because I'm being a mom and he's never had that.
Yeah.
In 8 years of life. Before he got me, I'm a mom.
And I don't know if we talked on this podcast the other day or at all, but Justin pulled me aside the other day and was telling me that Wesley was complaining about you doing too much.
Yeah.
Because that's his new favorite saying.
Yeah, you do too much.
You do too much. He says it to everybody who tries to do anything, enforce any consequences or.
Yeah.
Anyway, Justin had told Wesley, he's like, and he said some really sweet stuff. And,
I love it.
I know, because my son is like the most stoic, quiet person. He's just not a talkative person.
Yep.
I think you've maybe had 6 or 7 conversations with him.
And I have to pry every word out of him.
Yeah.
I try.
So it was really sweet hearing
It is
that from
very
him. I was like,
sweet, yes.
oh boy. Well, I think that's a good transition because we're
Okay.
going to cut out a little bit early. So for all 4 of our listeners, if you have any funny stories about your kids,
Or if you need some bad parenting advice.
email us at guidetopoorparenting@gmail.com. Miss Jennifer, what have you been snacking on today?
Girl Scout cookies again.
Again. I think we're even close to the end of it,
We're
though.
almost done with all of boxes.
Yeah. We got rid of the nasty toffee ones.
I think it's just because
Well, I
no
think
one liked them.
Zane's going to eat them.
No, I don't think.
Okay, I don't know. They were
don't know.
gross. The Adventurefuls we just finished. The lemon ones, those were Zane's. I don't know whose they were, but they weren't mine because I don't like lemon.
Oh, well, they're done.
Yeah, okay. So I think we're done. I bought another knockoff Thin Mints, but I'll just eat those on my own.
Yeah,
so.
those are just. We'll have other snacks next time.
Yeah. All right, so we got story time. Oh, it's my
your
turn. That's
story
right.
to
Ooh,
do
yeah.
a story. Yes, because I did the other one.
That's right. The other one. The one from it, who knows when the podcast order will come out.
That's true. But yeah, I thought they came out in order. I'm sorry.
Nah, who knows? So the story I was going to talk about was when Justin got his driver's license. He was 18 or 17. So he just went straight into a license, and he took the driving test instead of doing driver's ed, which I really should have forced him to take driver's ed because he was. But I didn't know. I couldn't find any private driver's ed. Anyway, I should have made him take driver. So he just got a driver's license, and. I think when he was 20, it was after he'd gotten his first license, a year or 2 later, he was going to go, he needed to get it updated, or I was doing something and I needed his driver's license. Oh, we need to get this renewed. So we went to the place and they denied it. What's going on? They're like, oh, you have an out speeding ticket. Or no. I remember they're like, you have to go to the Church Street location, which is the old location for licenses.
DMV.
So we went over to the DMV, and they're like, oh, you have an outstanding speeding ticket. I was like, what? Justin? Because normally, renewing a license is $25. I was like, I'll get it, just so you can have it. Take it to school anymore. So we get over there $400 later.
Oh, shit.
Because it was like $350 for the driver's license. I mean, for the speeding ticket, some fucking fee.
Yeah, of
and then
course.
$25
Renewal.
for the renewal. I was like, Justin, I can castrate you if this happens again. Apparently I didn't because he like crashed his car, but whatever.
Crash Zane's car.
He's crashed 3 cars so far. He has not crashed the current one he's been driving, thank God, but...
Again, because it's the same one that he crashed on.
He didn't destroy it.
No. Oh. Cheerins.
Especially for boys, force them to take driver's ed.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care how old they are, force them to. With Wesley, I was like, he will be driving with a licensed driver till he is 20, probably.
Yep.
Because he is so irresponsible.
Yes.
He'll be getting speeding tickets left and right otherwise. Well, all right. Well, thanks for listening to A Guide for Parenting.
If you like our podcast, please give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you're listening on.
If you don't like our podcast, just like we tell our kids when they if you don't like our podcast, just like when our kids complain about having to go outside on a nice day.
Tough shit.
That's right, motherfuckers.
That's right. Bye.